Ever wondered what happens in the split second between clicking a link and a web page appearing on your screen? It's not magic, it's a high-speed relay race happening across the globe. Today, we're diving deep into this invisible world to uncover how the internet delivers your favorite websites right to your device. Imagine you're sending a letter. First, you need an address, right? On the internet, that address is called an IP address, a long string of numbers like 192.0.2.1. But nobody remembers numbers like that. That's why we have domain names like google.com or youtube.com. Think of them as easy to remember nicknames. So, when you type a website address into your browser, the first thing it does is consult the internet's giant address book. This address book is called the Domain Name System, or DNS. Your computer sends a quick message asking, "Hey DNS, what's the IP address for this website?" The DNS looks it up and sends the number back. It's like finding a friend's address in your contacts before you can send them a package. Now that your browser has the correct IP address, it knows exactly where to send its request. The first leg of our relay race is complete. With the address in hand, your browser is ready to send a message. This message is called an HTTP request. Think of it like placing a detailed online order. You're not just saying, "I want something," you're being specific. Your browser packages up a request that says, "Hello server at this IP address, I am this type of browser running on this operating system, and I would like you to send me the main page of this website." It might also include other information, like cookies, which are like a customer loyalty card that tells the server you visited before. This little packet of information, the HTTP request, then travels from your computer through your local network, out onto the vast network of undersea cables, satellites, and fiber optics that make up the internet. It zips across countries and continents, all to find the specific computer, the server, that hosts the website you want to see. This server is basically a powerful computer that's always on, just waiting for requests like yours to arrive. It's like a massive warehouse, fully staffed and ready to process orders 24/7. Once your HTTP request arrives at the server's job begins. It's like the warehouse staff receiving your order. The first thing it does is read your request to understand what you want. An order for the homepage. It thinks. The server then gets to work gathering all the necessary pieces. This isn't like grabbing one single item off a shelf. A modern web page is made of many different parts. The server first finds the main file, which is usually an HTML file. Think of HTML or hypertext markup language as the skeleton or the basic frame of the web page. It defines the structure. This is a heading. This is a paragraph. This is an image. This is a link. It's the raw content, but without any style. Next, the server looks for the CSS files. CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, is the style guide. It's the paint, the furniture, the decorations. It tells the browser what colors to use, what fonts to display, where to place elements on the page, and how big they should be. Without CSS, the web would look like a plain text document from the 1990s. It takes the HTML skeleton and gives it a beautiful, designed appearance. Finally, the server grabs the JavaScript files. If HTML is the skeleton and CSS is the look, then JavaScript is the brain and the muscles. It's the code that makes a web page interactive. When you click a button and a menu appears, that's JavaScript. When you see an animated slideshow of images, that's JavaScript. When you fill out a form and get instant feedback, that's also JavaScript. It adds the dynamic living behavior to the page. The server bundles all of these pieces, the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, and any images or other media into a neat package. This package is called the HTTP response. It's the server's way of saying, "Okay, here's everything you asked for." The response also includes a status code. You might have seen 404 not found before. That's a status code. A successful response gets a code like 200 OK, which basically means order fulfilled, everything's good to go. Now, this HTTP response package begins its journey back to you. It travels all the way back across the internet, following the path to your computer's unique IP address. It's like the delivery truck heading from the warehouse back to your home. This journey can take just a few milliseconds, but it involves data crossing incredible distances. When the package arrives back at your browser, the final stage of the relay race begins: assembly. Your browser is like a skilled worker who has just received a flat-pack furniture box with all the parts and instructions. First, it opens the main instruction manual, the HTML file. It reads through it and starts building the basic structure of the page. It lays out the skeleton, putting all the headings, paragraphs, and image placeholders where they belong. At this point, the page would look very plain and broken. As the browser reads the HTML, it sees links to the other files. It sees a line that says, "Hey, you need this CSS file to style the page." So it sends out another quick request to fetch that CSS file. Once it arrives, the browser applies the styles. Suddenly, colors appear, fonts change, and everything snaps into a clean layout. The skeleton now has skin and clothes. Then, the browser finds the links to the JavaScript files. It fetches those and starts executing the code. This brings the page to life. Buttons become clickable, animations start running, and any interactive features are activated. It's like plugging in the electronics and turning on the lights. This process of building the page is called rendering. The browser renders the HTML, applies the CSS, and executes the JavaScript to create the final, interactive web page you see and use. And here's the amazing part. This entire cycle, from your click to the fully rendered page, from the DNS lookup to the final JavaScript execution, often happens in less than a second. It's a complex, beautifully choreographed dance of data happening at the speed of light. But what happens when things go wrong? Remember that question from the beginning. Why does a page sometimes just sit there and spin? That loading spinner means your browser is stuck at some point in this relay race. Maybe the first step, the DNS lookup, is slow. The address book might be busy or hard to reach. Or maybe the connection to the website server is slow. This could be due to network congestion, like a traffic jam on the internet highway, or the server itself being very far away. A server in Australia will naturally take a bit longer to respond to a request from Canada than one next door. Another common issue is that the server itself is overloaded. If thousands of people are trying to access the same website at once, like during a big sale or a breaking news event, the server might struggle to keep up with all the orders. It's like a small shop getting hit with a flash mob of customers. Sometimes the delay happens on your end. The website might be sending huge files, like high-resolution images or large videos. Your browser has to download all that data before it can display the page, and if your internet connection is slow, that can take a while. It's like trying to download a feature film over a dial-up connection. Finally, the page itself might be very complex. If it has tons of fancy JavaScript animations and third-party trackers, your browser has to do a lot of work to render everything. Your computer's processor is busy executing all that code, which can cause a delay before the page becomes fully interactive. So the next time you click a link, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey your request is taking. It's a client-server conversation, a remote procedure call, a logistical masterpiece. Your browser places an order, a server somewhere in the world processes it, packages up the goods, and ships them back for you to assemble and enjoy. All of this, happening constantly, billions of times a day, is what makes our modern web possible. It's the invisible, high-speed relay race that connects us all. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into the web's inner workings interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the technology that shapes our world. See you in the next one.